Hello again, rail fans. It's Travis from RockRiverRails. Today is Saturday, May 9th, and today we are headed to Green Bay, Wisconsin for the Titletown Train Show 2026. So we've got lots to show you today, lined up on the schedule. First off, we've got about a 3.5-hour drive to Green Bay, Wisconsin, and then we're going to head on over to Green Bay Dave's apartment to check out his Rio Grande layout that he has set up there. And then, of course, we're going to check out Titletown, the show itself, for 2026. And then after that, we're going to head on over to the depot. It's a former Chicago and Northwestern depot converted into a restaurant, bar, and grill. So we're going to stop there, have some lunch, hopefully be able to catch some trains as well, maybe Canadian National or the Foxy. And then if we don't catch any trains, or if we do, we are going to head on over to the Green Bay Area Model Railroaders Club in, I think it's De Pere, Wisconsin, actually. So just a little bit outside of Green Bay in De Pere. We are going to head on over there and check out their club. It is an HO scale layout at their club. And then again, that is the Green Bay Area Model Railroaders Club in De Pere, Wisconsin. So we've got a long day ahead of us here today. If you like the video, please give us a like. Definitely leave me a comment in the comment section with your thoughts. And for sure, subscribe to the RockRiverRails YouTube channel. So we got a long drive, like I said, so let's go ahead and get this day started. Thank you guys for tuning in. And let's go check out Titletown Train Show 2026 in Green Bay, Wisconsin. After a long ride, we finally arrive in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and take a quick pit stop at the A&W and Shell station before we head on over to Green Bay Dave's residence and check out his HO scale Rio Grande display layout. So let's head on inside now and check it out. So lots of detail on the Rio Grande HO display layout here. This belongs to Green Bay Dave, like I said. Lots of great detail and LED lighting on this display. Really like that sign. Actually got that same sign in my train cave. But look at the great attention to detail on the building here. Love the lighting. The HVAC on top of the shop there, the yard lights. Really nicely done on the ballast work here, and then great attention to detail even inside the shop. So a really cool diesel shop there. Great ballast work, great scenery work. Really enjoy the lighting here. It really adds lots of detail and effect to this display layout. Pretty sweet mountain scene for the background here. and backdrop. So moving along, got lots of vehicles here for the railroad itself. Some maintenance away vehicles, more great lighting on that building as well there. Really like those exterior lights on the doorways and so forth. So Dave is also a big Southern Pacific fan, so you'll see some elements of that here as well, along with Rio Grande vehicles and trucks. So this is going to be his personal havens. Looks like bulk lime and cement. So Havens, lime, and cement. So it looks like he's got his own business incorporated here into the layout, which is pretty sweet. Really like that signage and lighting. And then a little bit further back here, look at the layout itself. This section here is pretty unique. It actually opens and folds up so he can access his front door there. And then to the left, we've got flashing lights at a grade crossing. Another sweet backdrop here with mountain scenery. Really nice grade crossings, really nicely done. I believe all this work is done by Engine House Services in the Green Bay, Wisconsin area. So if you're ever in the area, definitely check them out. Gonna get some pictures rolled in here of Green Bay Dave's layout. Some close-ups of the vehicles. So very nicely done. I've been wanting to show you guys this for a while. I've seen it quite a few times myself, but wanted to get this on camera for you guys since we were in town for the show. So thanks to Dave for showing us around his layout and letting you guys get a look at it. So now we're back outside here after looking at his display layout, and we are going to head on over to the show itself. So headed to downtown Green Bay, Wisconsin, to the convention center, and we're going to go check out the show here now. As you can see, kind of a rainy start to the day here in Green Bay. So here is the convention center here. I am following Green Bay Dave, as you can see. So lots of parking options at the show here. I believe they have some sort of little garage here. You can get some parking underneath here, underneath the convention center, and then some big parking lots out back. So once we finally got parked, we took a look at the, I believe this is the Fox River here in Green Bay, just outside of the show and convention center. Pretty gloomy start to the day. And then now walking through the parking lot as we head on into the show itself. So a really nice venue. I believe next year for 2027, they are actually moving the venue to the old Shopko location from what I've heard through the grapevine. So we'll see if that holds true. But this year I really enjoyed this venue, same as the prior year. This isn't our first time at the show. So very big exhibition hall, multiple exhibition halls in this building. So we're going to head on down now and go get our tickets and head on into the show and show you guys what it's like inside. Once inside the show venue, we visited the local radio station's booth and saw some live 3D printer action going on. We'll take a look at some of the model railroad vendors next. So right away here, lots and lots of Lionel O gauge. New in the box, it looks like. So starting off, we'll kind of just hug this outer wall here. So getting into this vendor. Lots of loose rolling stock here. Some matching box cars and different road numbers. Looks like a pretty good deal there. Some blue box here. Loose HO scale rolling stock. Some Riva Rossi. Brand new in the box. Some Bowser locomotives here. So a good amount of locomotives as well as rolling stock. And I believe this is all HO scale here. Some Rapido. I believe MTH there. Some Proto. So 240 on the Sound and DCC CPKC locomotive. Some vehicles and scenery mixed in here. Some Kato. Some Athearn Genesis locomotives. So try to get all the pricing and as much as I can into each photo. So you can kind of see what each vendor has to offer. So here we have LH Weathers. So it looks like they do weathering projects for you. So on rolling stock, locomotives, maybe buildings. So they had some really nice weathered pieces here for sale. And they even include them in the box for you in like the original packaging. So that's kind of nice. So really nice graffiti and weathering by these guys here. As you know, I am a nut for a good weathering and graffiti job on model railroading, rolling stock, and locomotives, buildings, and scenery. So even the Undertaker there in the background. So that one's an actual real-life grain or sand car, I believe, with the Undertaker. So pretty realistic there. Moving along, some more rolling stock here. I believe a larger scale, maybe O scale there. So we'll keep on moving on. We've got the Green Bay Route Historical Society here up next. So we'll go take a look at their booth next here and see what they've got to offer. But just a general look around the exhibition hall. And me and Dave trying to figure out where we're headed next, actually, here. So it looks like the hometown folks, the National Railroad Museum out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Got some brochures and information about them. And then we met several folks along the way we knew, so stopped and talked to them and eventually ended up at the Green Bay Route, the Green Bay and Western Historical Society booth here with all their documentation and information about their group here. So that is their website there. Definitely check them out if you're interested. Looks like they had some sort of banquet and presentation the night of the show here. So moving along now, I believe this is the Green Bay area model railroaders booth where you can actually win this HO scale model railroad layout in their raffle. So you just get a raffle ticket, you get a chance to take home that HO scale model railroad layout. So a pretty good deal. Good deal for them to raise some funds as well. So that is their information there on the banner. Definitely check them out. We're going to go check out their club a little later in the video. But just a look here at the layout that you could win in the raffle. So pretty neat concept they've got going here. Very nice detail on this layout as well. So I entered the raffle, didn't win for the second year in a row, but you can't win if you don't try. So we definitely gave it a shot, but whoever took this home was very lucky to have a nice HO scale layout completely ready to roll for them. So just a matter of getting it home. But up next here, we're going to take a look at some of the consignment items for the Green Bay Area Model Railroaders Club here. So their members and other folks donate items for sale on consignment for the club. So we're going to take a look at some of those items here now. They had quite a bit to offer, so we're going to run some music as you guys take a look at what they had to offer for sale here today at the show. After the Green Bay Club, we take a look at the Sheboygan Society of Scale Model Railroad Engineers garden scale layout, and of course, some more vendor items for sale. So a very nice garden scale layout here with kind of a European theme going on. So really enjoyed seeing that. And then we move along here into some more of the vendors to see what they have to offer for us. So right away here, some O scale in Atlas, some steam era, as well as some more modern era mixed amongst this rolling stock here. So Atlas makes some pretty neat O gauge stuff. And then of course you got your Lionel here mixed in, and your Rail King. So lots of O scale here at the Green Bay show, if that is your preferred model railroading scale. Some older Lionel as well. Some theme and anniversary pieces here. And lots of Rail King. And also some more Atlas in the O scale there. So some nice steam era pieces here for sale. Some nice O scale locomotives, some more modern locomotives here. So moving on from the prime movers, we got some vehicles and some containers. I believe these here are now HO scale, and then also some N scale mixed in. Or maybe it is all N scale. I couldn't tell you for sure, but a good amount of variety here. Some passenger car sets as well. I really enjoy the PV hoppers if you follow the channel, so didn't buy any on this day, but probably should have. So lots and lots of hoppers here for sale at this vendor, and these are HO scale here. So lots and lots of hoppers. Some auto racks as well with some graffiti on them. Lots of HO scale rolling stock, new in the box. Lots of Atlas. Also some HO scale locomotives here, it looks like. And then some scenery scenes, it looks like. Some scenery for sale, some buildings, some storage tanks. Lots of buildings and scenery here. Some really nice HO scale locomotives as well. I really like that DDA 40X. Also have Union Pacific 2001 and 2002 there for their Salt Lake Olympics commemorative locomotives. So those are pretty neat. I've actually seen, I believe, 2002 in person once in Rochelle when I started railfanning, actually. Anyways, we'll move along here now, and we're taking a look at the Buffalo Valley Railroad model railroad display here. Looks like an HO scale model railroad they have going on with some Chicago and Northwestern trains running about it. So pretty nice detailed layout they offer here. Back into some vendor items, some Athearn Genesis. So it looks like some HO scale items here, some Bowser Spectrum, some older Proto, some Kato in the mix as well, and then a couple pictures here of the Buffalo Valley Railroad. So thank you guys for attending the show. Run some video here now. And that one, I believe that was a Milwaukee Road locomotive, but not certain. Up next here, we've got this gentleman with his HO scale layout display. Has a lot here for the United States' 250th anniversary celebration of 2026, celebrating 250 years. So we'll take a look at all of that here now, as well as the numerous displays on this HO scale layout. So some very patriotic locomotives and rolling stock here. Some bicentennial locomotives. A water scene here on the end, as well as looks like some Star Trek. So a little bit of science fiction built into this layout here. And we'll take a look at some photos. So lots of cool patriotic pieces here, as well as rolling stock and locomotives. Some commemorative plates as well. And then down below, each one of these sections has pretty much a different theme going on. A Milwaukee Road bicentennial locomotive. Burlington Northern bicentennial. That's pretty neat, the rock there. And then some Star Trek pieces built into the display here. So one last look at that. A general look at the exhibition hall in general here. Pretty big hall. Lots of room. You're not really crowded with other people around you. Not the biggest turnout for this show, it seemed like. They did have it, I believe, on Mother's Day weekend, so not the largest turnout we've seen here in Green Bay, but still a decent crowd. And then one last look here at this gentleman's HO scale layout display. Seems he was very proud of it, so very nicely done. Thank you for attending the show. And then now back into the vendors here. So we will go ahead and take a look at the vendors and see what else they had for sale here in Green Bay for the weekend. So now that we've taken a look at some vendors, displays, and demonstrations, let's make our way to a full-size modular layout and do a complete walk around. We would scan a few of these other loose ends. So here we have a vendor with some various items for sale. We would just do a quick scan here. And then we've already seen this one here. Just a different angle and look one last time. And then we'll completely move on here now. In just a moment. So the first large layout we came across would be the Capital City Engineers and their full-size N-scale modular layout. So don't be shy. Let's go take a look at their layout and see what they have to offer here. So the layout itself takes up some square footage here, folks. So there's their logo out of Madison, Wisconsin. And like I said, this is an N-scale layout with multiple different scenes. So we've seen them before. If you frequent our channel, go back and take a look at our other train show videos from this past show season. There is a passenger bullet train going by through the countryside. But yeah, we've seen these guys numerous times this show season. Always spot on with the detail and the scenery and so forth. Looks like we got a meet here with our passenger train and a freight train. So they've got a simple background there. It looks like it's just painted blue sky. There's their entranceway there, pretty neat. They got a bunch of caution tape and colors there, so you know where to definitely enter the layout. And then here we have like a desert or a western scenery. Very nice bridges. The rock work and the desert theme is pretty spot on. With another passing train. Moving on amongst the layout here. Some sort of circus scenery there on the turn. A lot of grass on the layout. Multiple tracks. The buildings are very nice as well. Very realistic. So, as you can see here, it's a very large layout. Seems to be in a big rectangle pattern. Or a big rectangle shape. Looks like a staging yard there for building trains and so forth. So they've got multiple trains running, which was very cool to see. So thank you guys for attending the show this weekend. We're going to run some photos of the layout here now and some more close-ups. So very nicely done on the scenery, very realistic. Very cool bridges and trusses. And the desert scenery is very realistic. So multiple scenes going on. You got farmland, desert, city, countryside. An old western theme here. Very nice grade crossings. I really like this scene as well here. And then various industry vehicles on the layouts. The vehicles get a bit crowded there at the crossings, but here's the staging yard. Looks like that's not fully completed yet. And then various trains in the staging area. That's their information there in the background. Looks like they've got a Facebook page and a website there. So definitely check them out. Always nicely done by the Capital City engineers. And looks like the layout is under construction here in some of the sections. So more to come from them. Very nice main street here. Lots of people on the streets. Some more of the circus scene. And then looks like we're moving on from them here now to our next layout. I believe this layout here is Z-scale. So even smaller than that last N-scale layout here. We got Z-scale and also very nicely done here. I would think the smaller you get, it's kind of hard to add a bunch of detail and so forth. But yeah, they've got it spot on. They've got really nice buildings, the trees, the ballast works. Here's their information there. So the Whiz Kids. So they got multiple trains running. Let's take a look at the layout. Looks like an engine house, roundhouse there. Also a bullet train on this layout, and wow, does that thing really take those corners. So really nice coloring on the green trees there. Also some sections of this layout also not fully completed, but what is done is really nicely done. I really like that brewery there, the Miller Lite Brewery. Lots of really nice lighting. Really bright and detailed lighting effects even in the buildings, which is really cool to see. And then some construction scenes here. We've got a Rio Grande Union Pacific Heritage unit going up the grade. Looks like a winery there, or a vineyard. And then some sort of rock quarry. So very nicely done by these guys as well in their Z-scale layout. You can really fit a lot into not the largest space. So really cool to see this one. I really enjoy multiple trains running on these layouts at the shows, or at least something running. So thank you guys for doing that, and thanks for attending the show this weekend. Pretty cool to see the Z-scale in action. So, like I said, I really like the trees there. There's a ton of them in that forest. And then we've got another passing train here now. And just a final look amongst the layout. So you can see the lighting and various effects that they have in place here. Like the brewery sign is lit up. The building lights and street lights. The grade crossing. So if you're just getting into the hobby, adding lighting effects really adds a lot of detail and realism to the hobby. So keep that in mind. Really nice ballast work here. I really like the grass. The streets and the crossings are pretty much spot on. So very nicely done here. Pretty impressive how quickly those trains can take those curves like that. Another look at the hillside and the vineyard, and then another look here at the quarry. So moving along, they had a railroad switching game set up here for kids to play. So numerous activities for kids, including interacting with the various layouts. We'll move along here now. So now we're pretty much in the middle of the show here. So coming up here on another layout, we've seen this one also numerous times. The Waupaca Area Model Railroaders Club. So go back, watch our other prior videos from this show season. But we're going to take another look at the layout here today in Green Bay and see what they brought along for the show this weekend. So always like this layout. I really like the wood, even on the outside there. And then just the forest theme in general is cool in my opinion. So they've got various ore cars and so forth, some passenger circus trains. Very nice detail on the trees, on the grasses. And then they've got numerous locations within the region. So we had Stevens Point there. Multiple things going on the layout. We've got an engine house there. Various trains tied down. Coaling towers, water towers. Numerous industries. Looks like a cement plant there. And then here you have Waupaca itself. Being modeled on the layout. Nice grade crossings, realism in the streets with the cracking and patchwork. Rocky Run, Amherst area. So numerous farms, different scenery and landscapes throughout the layout. That farm building there and the farm itself are very well done, along with the farmhouse. Really like the weathering on the buildings. So various passenger trains as well as freight trains on the layout. Lots of animals and era-specific vehicles. Some depots. An auto mechanic shop here. So it looks like in 2024 was 60-year anniversary for these guys. So. And then even here in the trees, you got some fall colors coming in, some rail fans maybe down there, some hobos under the bridge. And then sitting on top of that old caboose there. Really nice bridges and water scenes. Very realistic river and bridge here near Custer. So you can even see the current in the water there. And the various white caps and so forth. So let's move along amongst the layout here now. You can see someone in that shop in the background doing some welding there. And then here we have a CN freight train coming by. Their members are always interactive with the show crowd, so that's always nice to see. They'll answer any questions or stuff like that you may have. So a very nice layout here. We always enjoy seeing the Waupaca Area Model Railroaders out of Waupaca, Wisconsin. So we appreciate you guys attending the show this weekend. And then a final look here at their layout. I really like these forest and like country or desert or mountain scenes myself the best. You know, you can definitely, in my opinion, leave the city scenery and layout portions behind, but definitely got to incorporate it into something this large. But if I had my way, it'd definitely be all forest or a western or mountain scenery. But a lot of these layouts, they do have both. Offer multiple scenes for you to take a look out just to see what the hobby offers itself. So, but I really enjoy these forest and country scenes and scenery on these layouts. So very nicely done, guys. Moving along, we'll take a look at some more of the vendors. Some HO scale locomotives here. A lot of Kato. Some Athearn Genesis. Even some Bowser in the mix. So lots and lots of locomotives at this vendor, which is nice to see. Everything from entry level on up to your higher quality tiers. And then various toys and Legos as well. Lots and lots of Legos here. So we'll go ahead and take a look at what the vendor has to offer. So the vendor there, I believe, was mostly Rolling 20 Hobbies out of Peru, Indiana. We've also seen them numerous times this show season. Great prices, great service, and a friendly bunch. So appreciate you guys attending the show this weekend. I know it's not a short drive for you guys from Indiana to Green Bay. So thanks again. Moving along back to the front of the show here, front of show center. I believe this is the National Model Railroad Association booth, showing off the various scales within the model railroad hobby here. So you got the G scale and O scale on the ends. So lots of information at their booth about the model railroading hobby. And like I said, showing off the different various scales. They had some information about the organization itself and how you can join, what they do, and what they're all about. So definitely check them out online if you are interested in becoming a member and showing your support for them. So moving along here now, one of my favorite model trains from the whole weekend is right here. HO scale, Norfolk Southern, OCS train here. So we got an office car special with some business cars and very nice power up front. So we got some pictures here of this in a bit. We'll show you. But this is the Moo Crew, I believe. Yep, out of Milwaukee. So very nicely done here. And there is the power. I really enjoyed this power here on that passenger OCS train for Norfolk Southern. Of course, a Culver's and a Quick Trip. We've got a Miller Lite brewery there as well. So we're definitely in Wisconsin here. And we'll take a look here at the layout. Very nice backdrop. I always like the backdrop on their layout here. It's very realistic. It really fits the industry as well and the various scenes. So there goes our OCS train again. Got multiple videos of that. So they build the industry also into the background, which is pretty sweet. There's the entryway, it looks like here. So I really enjoy the scenery in various industries. It's very realistic, like I was saying. Some sort of mill there or industry there going on. Not too many vehicles on the layout, which is nice to see. I think less is more with the vehicles, like I always say. But yeah, very cool, very realistic smokestacks and exhausts on these buildings. And they really keep the scenery simple as well, with not too many trees. But they got nice grass there, nice ballast work. Looks like maybe a double track main line here. And then various industry spurs and local trackage. But yeah, not too much clutter on the layout, that's for sure. Really like that. We really appreciate you guys coming out and always enjoy the Moo Crew's layout. And again, they are out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So of course, we are back to the vendors. Lots of vendors to work into the video here. So thanks for sticking with us through the vendors. We like to show what they have for sale here and the pricing. So back to those. We got a lot of passenger cars here in HO scale. Various vehicles and trucks, along with HO scale rolling stock, locomotives, some Rio Grande units there. Some Kato in the mix, various cabooses and working platforms. I got a kick out of the Sears Craftsman boxcar there. Looks like from back in the maybe the 80s or 90s even. Not sure, but that was pretty sweet. So moving along, we've got the Kettle Moraine ballast scorchers here and their N-scale layout that they brought to Green Bay this weekend. They also have an HO scale layout. Go back and check out our previous videos and you can see their HO scale layout that they've brought to other previous shows. But This weekend in Green Bay, it's going to be N scale for them. So let's take a look. Got some sort of fueling facility here, or a fuel farm maybe. Some sort of energy facility on the curve there. And a nice simple backdrop with blue skies and some clouds mixed in. So always enjoy some sort of backdrop, even if it's something like this where it's just, a painting of sky, some clouds, some trees. You gotta have a backdrop. I mean, even this one here just adds so much to the layout. I would probably do something simple like this myself. But then we've got a large staging area and a staging yard here. Looks like they are always accepting new members to the club. You can find these guys on Facebook for sure. And other social media as well, I'm sure. But yeah, the Kettle Moraine Ballast Scorchers. So a very large staging yard area here with multiple trains. The members are pretty interactive with the show attendees, so very nice to see. If you're going to come to the show, in my opinion, interact with the people who are attending the show. So you will see a lot of these layouts and organizations. They'll just sit in the middle and kind of interact and mingle amongst themselves. But I really appreciate when they interact with the crowd. So yeah, thank you guys here for doing that. So some more of the layout here. The scenery with these guys is always spot on. The parking lots even, really like the parking spaces there. Some sort of maybe baseball or a softball diamond here on the curve. They've got multiple tracks going on, which is nice to see. The scenery is great. Great ballast work. A little bit of a closer up shot here. Maybe that's a school then, right there. But yeah, they got the school buses going on, and here comes looks like a C&W, either a local or some sort of C&W freight train here. So we've got various signage on the layout there, giving you some information about them. Also thanking the veterans, supporting our troops. Various industry here. As we approach the next curve, we're kind of just following this train around the layout. Maybe some sort of farm there. Some sort of farm scenery. Very nicely done there. These guys also keep it really clean cut and simple. They don't add too much clutter. Nothing is worse, in my opinion, than too much clutter on a layout. So very nice and clean cut. They get the point across for the scene and nothing extra. So really nice with the trees here. Maybe like maybe some sort of tree farm or something like that. And keep in mind, guys, I'm just taking guesses at the various scenes and industry and so forth. So if you have any questions, reach out to these guys. They'll be able to tell you. But looks like is that Wisconsin and Southern there? Can't quite tell. Not zoomed in enough, and my eyes aren't the best. But yeah, looks like Wisconsin and Southern. Pulling by here now. As they approach the curve, we've got a meet here. It looks like with Canadian National and some military tribute units. Some of their veterans units. I don't know the exact road numbers, but I've caught a few of those. throughout my years a rail fan. And the last time I saw one of those veterans units, I believe, was in Freeport, Illinois. Actually, right outside the Freeport club, the Freeport HO scale club. So, and then this is pretty cool here. I always like aviation. So it looks like a DC-10, MD-11 maybe, or some sort of tri-engine jet there and a runway. And then really like that flashing sign. It's like a golf course maybe there as well. And then more farm industry. Their entry point here. So lots of trackage. Farm scenery here. Got like some sort of gas tank there, maybe propane. Some sort of tank there for farm equipment or for a farm. So really nice and clean, like I said, on the farm scene as well. The roads are pretty realistic. Take a closer look here if we can. The lighting in this facility was not the best, guys. So my camera, the more light, and this goes with any camera obviously, but this camera specifically really eats the light up. So if it's dark, it really doesn't like to give you the detail in 4K. So my apologies. The venue was just dimly lit. But really nice water scene here. Some boats, a lighthouse, some helicopters, a seaplane there. And then looks like some sort of emergency scene. Actually, a derailment, it looks like. We got a tank car on the ground there. So really realistic there. You can get smoke. Simulated smoke there from the accident and the derailment. And then we've got multiple trains here. We got a meet going on. Looks like a manifest train and an intermodal train there as they pass by the hazmat scene. So there's one of their members, Adam, in the background. Very nice guy. He does some great detail and weathering work from what I've seen. So he's always happy to talk to you. So that is Adam. We talked to him for a little bit as we took a look at the ballast scorchers layout here in N scale. So very nice bridges, very nice water scenes, very nice realistic river here, and those power poles in the background and so forth. So thanks again to the Kettle Moraine Ballast Scorchers for attending the show in Green Bay. And hello to you, Adam. We appreciate you guys and your club and attending as many events as you guys do. So moving along back into the vendors. Got some loose HO scale rolling stock here. Also some Simpsons graffiti there on the auto racks. Some deals on these. So various different scales at this vendor. You got N scale, HO scale, lots of rolling stock, lots of locomotives. So let's take a look at what these vendors here have to offer and some of their pricing. So not only did the Green Bay show offer model railroading rolling stock, locomotives, and scenery, as you can see here, this vendor also offered numerous pieces of railroad memorabilia, pins, hats, shirts, and various signage and so forth. So you could get up in the morning if you're a rail fan, have your cup of coffee in your rail fan mug, hit your throne in your rail fan themed bathroom, and then throw on your hat and get trackside. So lots to offer here. They had some pretty cool hats, some pretty cool t-shirts as well. So here we have the Sioux Line Historical and Technical Society, along with more vendors here with railroad themed signs, sweatshirts, hats, and so forth. So lots of stickers and coasters. So if you are a die-hard rail fan, you can get all your memorabilia and apparel here at this vendor. They had all sorts of different railroads and different themes here to choose from. Moving along, various trackage here. Some N-scale locomotives, lots of Kato. Various pins from your favorite railroad. More locomotives. A lot of N-scale here, I believe. Also got some Digitrax components. Lots of Bowser. Scenery. And then moving along, we've got some O-gauge Lionel pieces here. Lots of bicentennial locomotives, it looked like back there. And then various books and magazines. And then continuing on, if you want to have your dinner or supper on some railroad-themed cutlery and dishes and so forth, you can definitely get that here at, I believe this is Railroad Relics, if I'm not mistaken. Various rail signage and older pieces here of memorabilia. And then even some number boards there. Here we have the East Troy Electric Model Railroad attending the show. Appreciate you guys. Here's Rolling 20 Hobbies. The Titletown Train Show sign out front. A picture of myself in front of the main atrium sign. And that would do it for the actual Titletown Train Show 2026. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. But don't stop the video yet, guys, because we're not done here. I'm actually following Green Bay Dave here now to lunch. So we worked up quite an appetite there at the show. Crossing the Fox River here now. This restaurant we're heading to, the Depot, is right across the road from the show, basically. So we're going to turn on into the restaurant and the old Depot here now, the old Chicago and Northwestern Depot. That is Titletown Brewery across the street. So lots of places to eat, lots of things to do here in Green Bay. Here's the Depot, though, where me and Dave are going to sit down for some grub. Here's the sign out front. And I believe that used to be at the stadium there. Donald Driver, I believe that is. So pretty cool. An old Chicago and Northwestern depot converted now into a restaurant, and it's actually a railroad themed restaurant. So very cool. Take a look around out front here just to show you guys what we have in the area here. So this trackage here is actually a Canadian National trackage. And then a look at the depot. Very cool clock tower on this depot there. And then, of course, being in Green Bay, we've got a Packers theme incorporated as well. But a very nice property here, and you can't beat it being trackside while you eat either. Not a lot of trains are going to come by here, but you never know. We just might get lucky. So, but yeah, that's Titletown Brewery across the street there. One of these times I'd like to try that place. A little bit more, I guess a little bit more upscale than what we're going to be eating at today, but still casual dining. Dave was telling me this area has really come a long way in town here. So the old depot building itself here, great architecture. I'm assuming this is fairly original with minimal restoration, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll take a look here at the historical landmark sign up here, and feel free to pause the video and have a read on that. So it's a heritage trail, Chicago and Northwestern Depot. So here's the history. If you want to pause it and take a read there and get some history in on the building itself. But yeah, like I said, we worked up quite an appetite at the show. So we were planning on stopping here. We stopped here last year as well. We'll show you guys the building here before we go on inside and have a bite to eat. As you can see, our rain from this morning and drizzle and overcast, cloudy skies lifted while we were in the show. So we have partly cloudy, mostly sunny skies here now as we walk along the full length of the building here. So I believe that is apartment complexes across the street there, if I'm not mistaken. But we're going to have a look over here. They have like an old passenger car sitting on the side and a Seaboard sign that I really like. If I could talk the owner into selling me that Seaboard system sign, I would definitely like to hang that in my train cave for sure. So yeah, just the side of the building. I'm not quite sure what this is regarding, but we'll continue on. We're going to be paying customers anyway, guys, so don't mind that. But we'll mosey on over here, and you never know what we might find. Actually, it looks like we went on inside for lunch, it looks like. So no trains there. Here's a look at the menu. Very reasonable prices, sandwiches, entrees, pasta, burgers. I ended up having a fairly clean lunch. I had a wrap there with some sweet potato fries. And like I said, the restaurant itself is railroad themed. So very cool to continue our railroad themed day here. And a look at the outside of the depot itself. Very nice building. So moving along, now that our bellies are full and we got to look at the depot, next we will head to, actually wait, quiet. I think I hear a train coming. This manifest train originates at CN's Kirkyard in Gary, Indiana, and terminates here in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
That one at GPW, that's usually one up here. They must have sent it. Yeah, the last one they must have sent it down to Fond du Lac to get service or something.
It's usually just a jockey yard.
Yeah.
For locals.
It'll be on once in a while. It'll be on a push ball.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is the one train in and out of here, isn't it? That manifest train?
Yeah, they do one in the morning, one at night. I'm never around this area, so I never.
At least this one's like main line too.
Yeah. This one I'll post because I never catch this.
Right. Like we wrapped up lunch at the ideal time.
Imagine a truck coming out here and getting a picture, and all of a sudden the train shows up. Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
You're blocking the power.
She's saying, what are you doing? Wait till the train's done, I'll show you.
Yeah.
There's the end of it.
Those are kind of cool too. I like them.
Yeah.
Little two bayer.
Yep. Yeah, we see a lot of those.
Yeah. The shorties.
Yeah.
Those have got a dip on top, don't they? Or is that an illusion?
No, I think that's because I think they unload in the center.
Oh, I see.
There's traffic, isn't it?
Sweet.
Oh,
Can't beat that.
boy, did we luck out.
Oh, now you got a nice video.
Yeah.
Something different for you here in town. Alright, now we'll go see the sign real quick.
Yep.
The good luck sign, apparently.
Oh.
So now that the train has passed, let's go take a look at this sign that I really want. Like I said earlier, if the owner here is ever interested in selling this Seaboard sign, just leave a comment on this video. I would love to add that to my train cave. So that's going to be it for the depot. We had a great meal. Caught a CN train. So we're going to head on through Green Bay here again. And then now we're headed on over to De Pere, Wisconsin. Over to the Green Bay Area Model Railroaders Club. A really nice club and facility they have here along the river. I believe it is adjacent to the library. So they share the space with the library. I believe the club is the downstairs level. So we're driving along the river here now after a nice meal and catching a train. And we're going to head on over to the club. And let's take a look at that now. So we're arriving to the club, pulling on into the parking lot here. Dave knows where he is going, obviously, so this is his club. We're going to also say hello to my friend Ben here, who is already anxiously awaiting our arrival. So let's go and check out the club here in De Pere. Again, the Green Bay Area Model Railroaders Club.
Come down as long as you're with
That's cool.
Hey, how's it going?
All right. I'm officially here.
You should have seen what got out of this behind you. Should have seen the lady that got out of this thing.
She's in here? All right, let's check it out. What's up, buddy?
Hey.
Did you see hear the news?
What?
Why we were running a little late?
You caught a CN train.
Yeah.
Yeah, we caught that coming back. We were down, we were north, the north side, just taking film, and all of a sudden we heard the crossing gate. It's like, oh shit, that's gotta be the coming back from Fond du Lac.
Yeah?
Well, who caught it? Long train.
So now that we've made it inside of the Green Bay Club, let's take a look at Green Bay Dave's debut of his Southern Pacific and Union Pacific Maersk intermodal train. So lots and lots of Maersk containers on this train here. We've got Southern Pacific containers, Genstar, Union Pacific. So very nicely done here. Really like the well cars. Obviously, I'm a Maersk fan myself as well. So Green Bay Dave is actually going to debut this train for the first time on the Titletown weekend. So tonight we're actually going to see this train run for the very first time as Green Bay Dave debuts this train. So we'll come back to that a bit later. We're going to take a look at the club itself here. Very nicely done on the weathering and the buildings and scenery. The rock structures, the streets, the buildings, And the track work and ballast work are all spot on. So a few different eras kind of going on here, as you can tell by the vehicles. So we're going to take a look at the entire layout here. Keep in mind it is now probably about 5 or 6 p.m. So we got this all in on one day. Next year we may stay a night and then run trains the next day with these guys. So Green Bay Dave has offered us a spare room to stay in, so we may make this a 2-day show next year. But anyways, continuing on with the layout here, really like the trees and the bridges. Very realistic here. Take a look under the bridge and the layout from up above here. So kind of like a Northwoods scene here, with some mountain passes almost. Various industry on the end here. Looks like a truck shop. Very clean layout, I must say. Not a lot of clutter, which I mentioned before. Got some Wisconsin Central in the mix. So let's continue on here and see what we got coming up next. So just a look there at Green Bay Dave's Maersk intermodal train. Just sitting there idling now, waiting for a crew to come on board and get their orders to take that intermodal train and move that freight forward. Continuing on amongst the layout, more various industry here. Looks like some sort of pickle factory there, or pickle farm. So very clean and simple here as well. Some track layouts up above. Showing your various industry spurs and local trackage, along with your main line here. Very realistic buildings. Some weathering going on. I really like the lights inside the buildings as well. If I had to guess here, I'd say maybe like a late 50s, 60s theme going on. Maybe early 70s. I think that's a bit too far on, but I really like the era. Really nice road work and grade crossings on the layout. And like I said earlier, I don't know if I mentioned it recently, but this is HO scale here at the Green Bay Area Model Railroaders Club. So Even got the little beacon on the water tower there, flashing. Even got weathering on the ties and the track itself. Really adds a lot of realism. And more various industry, maybe like a packing facility here of some sort, or a distribution facility. And then you've even got some water towers there in the background. So definitely got the steam era going on in some of this scenery. And then more lights inside that building. So very realistic. Even got some skylights there going on. HVAC on these buildings as well. Ventilation. So some sort of a shop there. And some warehousing. They've even got some of these structures built into the backdrop. And here we have a train passing by. I believe this is Ben's train. With his Union Pacific locomotive. Looks like a mixed freight manifest train. And then a loading dock of some sort here. Looks like a cold storage facility. More track diagrams up above. With sidings and track numbering. So it does get quite dark over here, guys, so my apologies. I tried to lighten the video up to the best of my ability, but it does get a little bit dark here on the layout in some sections. Another very nice loading facility there. So lots of industry going on this this far section of the layout here. Pretty much spans the whole length of one of the walls within the building here. So we'll take another look down this way, a little bit more on this section of the layout, and then we'll pause, and I believe we're going to go take a look here now at the debut of Green Bay Dave's Maersk intermodal train. So let's mosey on over to his train. I believe they have a crew on board now, and they are ready to blast off. So, continuing on after a very nice debut of that Southern Pacific and Union Pacific Maersk intermodal train. Like I said earlier, Green Bay Dave decided to debut that train on the weekend of the Titletown Show 2026. So very cool to see those Maersk containers running around this layout. And thanks to Dave for holding out for this weekend so we could capture that on film for everybody. Oh, and by the way, how sweet do those locomotives sound? So, very nice locomotives, full DCC and sound. But here we are continuing on along the layout here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Technically De Pere, Wisconsin, but this is the Green Bay Club. So very nice scenery in this section of the layout as well. They do keep a very simple backdrop with blue sky and some clouds. They do have these phones located at numerous sections within the layout. I believe those are for communicating amongst each other. And then here it looks like we've got some sort of a timber or logging facility along the big sweeping curve. I really like curves on layouts, and this one is pretty sweet here. And then you've got the logs floating in the water there. So I'm assuming some sort of sawmill maybe here, or a timber/logging facility. Really like those lights in those buildings. And then you've got some timber loaded on the gondola, or in the gondola there. And then the layout branches off a bit here in this section. But the various industry continues on. Really nice backdrop there with some rolling hills or mountains. So some sort of loading facility there. More lights within these buildings as well. So a lot of the buildings have lights within them. Then I'm not sure if that's some sort of staging area in the middle for building trains. And then here is the actual lumber facility. So here's your processed lumber. Nice weathering on that that facility there on the roof. And I really like the overall look of their club here with the, it's almost like a warehouse look or a manufacturing facility look in here with the brick walls and the open exposed ceilings with where you can see the plumbing and electrical. So very nice building on the inside of this club as well. And then here we've got some water scenes here with some boats, some barges and tugboats. So some sort of industry going on here. It looks like they're loading stuff either in a canal or a river here and moving it via the water. And then more vehicles here continuing on with whatever era they're modeling in their facility here. Maybe some farmland.
So you going back to the show tomorrow, Ben?
No, I'm spent.
There's Ben in the background monitoring things and supervising me and Dave so we don't get into too much trouble here.
But I'll be here tomorrow running trains so that people from the club or from the show.
And more industry here. Not sure if that's like a cement facility or sand or grain. Numerous tractors here as well. I know Ben's favorite there, John Deere. If you ever get the chance to talk to Ben in person, have him tell you how much that he really enjoys John Deere. But anyways, moving along here, we've got some sort of, I don't know if this is a large farm or a John Deere facility, but lots and lots of tractors here. Got some excavators and some bulldozers. So a nice, long, straight section of track here as well for the main line. And then, oh, here we go. We got a train coming now. I believe this is Ben's train. We got a Union Pacific 1995 on the point here on this manifest train. So very cool train, Ben. I'm glad that I got to capture both you and Dave running trains in your club. So that is Ben's train passing by with that mixed freight. And now that the train is passed, we'll continue on here. We're getting towards where we started. So this is a pretty big layout they have here. This section here looks like more of like a neighborhood or some residential buildings. And then continuing on, we got some sort of service shop maybe there in the background. Got a U-Haul and a USPS truck. And then looks like a Shelby here. We got a Shelby driving along the road there. So very nice detail, as you can see from these above shots of the layout. And again, the lighting makes a world of difference here. Another nice long straightaway of trackage. Some sort of parking lot, I guess, here. I'm not sure if that's for employee parking on the industry. Very nice weathering on the buildings and structures, though. So look at that attention to detail. So obviously some very talented members of the club here. Got some wiring skills, some DCC skills, weathering skills. But yeah, I've said it a few times, but this layout is very clean, guys. There's not a lot of clutter. I really like what I've seen. We were kind of crunched on time for the day, guys. As I said at the beginning of the video, it's about a 3-hour drive from my house up to Green Bay. We checked out Dave's display layout at his residence. We hit the whole Titletown 2026 show. Went to lunch at the depot and then even caught a CN train. So like I said a little bit ago, we are pushing like 6-7 o'clock right now as we speak. So it's past the dinner hour and I still have a 3-hour trip ahead of me. But the goal is to either come up here again for this show next year and make it 2 days. And that way day 2 can be spent at the club or rail fanning a little bit more. And then I can actually bring some of my HO rolling stock and locomotives and actually run trains with these guys up here. So yeah, we've got full access with both of our friends here, Ben and Dave, being members. So we definitely got to come back and run some trains on this layout. They definitely need a little bit of Norfolk Southern and some CSX Tropicana juice trains running on this layout. What do you think, guys? Leave me a comment on your thoughts. Should we come back to the club here and run some trains with these guys? I know Dave adds a little spice to the Midwest layout here with the Southern Pacific and the Rio Grande, but we definitely got to get some of the Norfolk Southern power on here. Maybe run a Norfolk Southern Triple Crown Road Railer train on this layout, or should we run a CSX 1990s era Tropicana juice train? So we definitely got to come back regardless, run some trains. Maybe we'll run some Wisconsin and Southern on this layout here. I know Ben is a Whizzer fan, so time will tell. We will be back, though, to this club, and we will be running trains the next time we do a video here, guys. So most likely for the Titletown 2027 show, but if we get bored this winter, that rarely happens here at RockRiverRails. We never get bored, guys. We always got something going on, and we got videos backed up. But we will definitely run trains the next time we are back here. So, coming soon, guys. Coming soon. With that being said, we are not quite finished here yet, guys. So this is quite a large layout, so we still have this back half section to cover. We're going to take a look overhead here. We get more into a little bit of more city industry. Some residential buildings, it looks like, maybe as well. So a lot more vehicles on the streets here in town. Very nice grade crossings. They got their pretty sweet sign here. So Green Bay Area Model Railroad Club. Part of, I'm assuming, the Wisconsin Northern chapter of the National Model Railroad Association. But looks like we got a depot here. I wonder if that's almost the depot that we ate lunch at. It really looks similar. And then maybe this is the staging area for building trains. So as you can see, the backdrop throughout the layout does change. So it's quite expansive. It goes from your basic blue sky and clouds to trees, and then even some buildings incorporated into the backdrop. There is some of Ben's Union Pacific power. And then over here, looks like we've got a roundhouse, engine shop, and turntable. You can see through the top of this one. Here's an overhead shot. So I'm not sure if it goes down to single track here or if this is all double track or multiple tracks, but just a look from above here, a fairly large sweeping curve. So yeah, the layout here actually goes into itself. So they take advantage of the space. Dave is explaining some things to us here.
And then I bought this. Remember, I bought this.
Oh, you donated?
giving us the rundown. And of course, he's got a Pepsi, it looks like, in hand, I think, there. So more industry buildings here, more lighting on the buildings. And then some countryside here. A nice river or stream going under the tracks.
What did the phones do? You can talk to each other?
So I really like this section of the layout here. As I mentioned earlier, I really like the country and more scenery landscaping.
That's where you get like dispatchers going.
And they do have a lot of big sweeping curves, so I really like that. There's looks like a choline water tower there.
Something Stevie.
And I believe that Ben actually has a steam train running at some point here. I think he's actually getting that set up now. And then this looks like some sort of ore facility or ore loading dock facility here. Got a very large ore ship and loading facility here. That's pretty cool. I know a few layouts that I've visited in the Midwest have something similar to this. I believe, I can't remember the name of the club. I've been to so many clubs, but there was one near Burlington, Wisconsin who had something similar to this iron ore facility. So that's kind of probably simulating something up near like Duluth, Minnesota, but here we go. We got some steam era action going now on the layout. So of course Ben has busted out the steam era locomotive here. We're going to kind of follow this train a bit here as we continue on along the layout here.
Yeah, I see what you mean about that being your hotspot for yours.
Yeah, for me,
for
yeah,
SP, SP style.
Yep. Or, you know, or right over here,
Sure.
you know, on your, kind of on your left, right in front of you.
Yeah.
That's Iowa-ish, you know, Nebraska-ish. Because that could be like a little feed mill town.
Right.
Plus it's flat and open. But I'll tell you what. You want a good video? It's right here. They do a lot right here.
Oh, sure.
Here, because you got that sweeping.
Yeah.
And if I take the plastic, the plexi off, then I can put
So you
my-
could see.
Yeah. All right, I gotta watch.
You gotta supervise.
This is my clothes. Are you on my 316 again? 1316? Oh, that was me.
I had your controller last night. I put my engine's number on your controller. So I could,
Yeah, because it popped up.
yeah, because you try to search something
I brought a soda. I got one. Thank you.
You know what it is? Looks like it's just out of game. Right? I shut up right where it is because it looks like the track is just out of neutral in the front right wheel drops down.
So there's the wheel and it's smaller than like because you know you have your 33 inch and your 36.
But this is a brand new set. How do you buy those wheels for them?
Right. That might be the catch.
And that's why it was the same spot and about the same car.
Uh-huh.
Perform some surgery on the spirit.
On the next edition, or how does that go? The next episode,
And now, veterinarian veterinarian stole. We have a clap. On to the dog.
he always says that when he's got to work on one of his locomotives or cars.
You ever seen the Muppet? There's like a got 80 couplers on the front, but the rear he still has our standard Catherine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And whenever I ran runner, he had a couple of the diff club.
Talk about somebody you know with.
I hope I can get onto the inside with my clean back.
toasted, man. Been a long day, huh?
Oh yeah.
I can spend all day here. I told Dave I'm gonna come back for a whole day.
Okay.
One of these days, this summer.
Yeah.
Bring some stuff to run.
Hopefully by then my Dash 8s will be done.
Nice.
Because did you know about our collection?
Yeah, because when we were filming that sun was just
So that is gonna do it. That is the complete layout here at the Green Bay Area Model Railroaders Club. The Green Bay Club. It's actually located in De Pere, Wisconsin. How very true that sign is. But yeah, guys, what a fantastic club. What a pleasure it was to be invited to the club here, to be able to film, to see some trains running, to see both my friends running trains, and the debut of Green Bay Dave's Maersk Intermodal train. So, like I said, what a pleasure it was to be invited here, to be able to film and show you guys on YouTube the club here. So this is a little behind the scenes. Got a really nice security system there. They got some test tracks going on, some bench work, and various stations. Maybe some notices here for the members. So like a community message board. So very nice behind the scenes here as well. This area's got all these nice cabinets. It's very secluded and open. Got all the tools and parts you need to keep operations up and running here in Green Bay. So multiple test tracks, it looks like, there under the cabinets. Lots of parts and tools and so forth. So what a very nice facility they have. These guys are both lucky, and all their members are very lucky to have a facility like this, especially being right here near Green Bay. Myself, my nearest club to me that I would consider joining would be the Fever River Club in Freeport, Illinois. So that's about at least a 40 to 50-minute drive for me, depending on the day and traffic. So yeah, you guys are lucky to have this in town if you live close enough to Green Bay. Definitely look into this place if you're looking for a club to join. It's definitely a top-notch facility here. So we'll take one last look around here at the club, at some of the amenities they offer at the club here. So definitely, if you're looking to do some bench work, they got a spot for you back here. And even more bench work spots available here, it looks like. So they do have some photographs and some railroad memorabilia up on the walls. Here's a look at the club. So I'm in the very back of the club here, looking towards the entrance. They got mirrors so you can see what's going on. Train photography, squeezing by Ben here. So really nice pictures. They got the a clock there, emergency lighting there. So lots of steam pictures up on the wall.
Narrow gauge?
Yep, the Durango and Silver.
That looks like some narrow gauge there. I'm not quite sure what that is. Looks like up in the Rockies maybe.
Right.
And then Got a big ladder in the corner. There's Dave's train making one of those really nice curves that I like on this layout, and then a general look around. Like I said, you got Ben supervising there, keeping me and Dave out of trouble. More steam. Railroad photos on the wall. So a really nice facility. I really like the industrial look. I really like their signage that they got in here. It's really clean. Very clean facility. I believe down the hallway here. Oh, there's Dave's Southern Pacific shirt. Gotta get that on video for sure. And then down this hallway here, I believe, are the restrooms. So we got restrooms right here on site. They got vending machines. So they got some notices. There's the Titletown Train Show flyer. Members notices on the door there. Bathrooms down the hallway here. So that's very convenient. Vending machines. Pepsi here, of course. So Dave is definitely in his wheelhouse with the vending machine and Pepsi on site. So I don't think he'll ever give up his membership as long as that vending machine is there. So they got some sort of system map here. Wisconsin railroads. More railroad photography, and then I believe these are like the president of the club and other higher seating members of the club. I believe that their locomotives are in this section here, if I'm not mistaken. That's usually how it goes. So the higher sitting brass within the club, their stuff goes on display. So I believe that's what we got going on here. More photography. Some really nice units here. Some loose stuff. I believe those are Dave's containers, maybe. And then they got their operations information here. If they're going to be doing like a club-wide operating session. A system map of the layout looks like. So they got it going on here. Yep, looks like this is a Class A operation they got going on here. Very nice facility for sure. Today was open to the public, so that's why you see random people coming in and out. They do open the club to the public on the weekend of the train show. So Titletown Train Show 2026. So it's been a long day, guys. We left the house about sunrise. So made the journey up here. Went to the Titletown Train Show 2026. Went to the depot for lunch, caught a CN train, and then we gave you the full tour of the Green Bay Area Model Railroaders Club. So we did that all in one day, guys. So what a top-notch facility. I want to thank the Green Bay area for hosting the Titletown Train Show 2026. Dave for showing us his display layout, showing us the depot for lunch, catching a train, and then also bringing us over to their club and showing us around. So it was definitely a privilege. Look at this place. It's great. So I wish this was really local to me. So I'm definitely jealous. We're going to run some photos of the club. And we're going to hit the road. We're going to head south towards Beloit. We got a 3-hour journey ahead of us. We appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, please like the video. Please leave us your thoughts in the comments, and definitely subscribe to the Rock River Rails channel. And we will see you guys next time we're going to head through Milwaukee and head southbound towards Beloit. So this is Travis from Rock River Rails signing out. And again, appreciate you guys watching, and we will catch you guys next time.